Welcome back to another masterclass here with myself, Andrew Wallis. And today I want to discuss an important topic, which is the fitness professional's guide to marketing calendars. I see it time and time again that fitness professionals, personal trainers, studio owners, gym owners, they understand the importance of marketing to enable them to create an ongoing list of hungry and targeted clients or potential clients. But when it comes to the marketing, that's where it all grinds to a halt. They're unsure of what to do. So it becomes very reactive as opposed to a more proactive approach. So that's why I want to spend today's masterclass in exploring the journey of creating what I believe is an effective marketing calendar for fitness professionals that's going to enable you to transform your approach from scattered efforts to strategic success. So the objectives that we're going to go through today is firstly, we want to understand the importance of a marketing plan, as well as having a marketing calendar to enable you to have fitness business success. Then we're going to look at learning how to create a full marketing calendar for all time frames. This isn't just for the here and now. What I want is to help you understand the importance of planning out for the whole calendar year and how to do that. Third step is we're going to develop the skills in planning, executing, and measuring your marketing campaigns. It's key not only to implement your marketing, but we need to understand what's working and how well it's working, and perhaps more importantly, if it's not working. And then fourthly, we'll discover how a strategic plan enhances your fitness business success. Okay, so the strategic marketing core implementation matters. Success in fitness relies on more than just a plan. It stems from having clear goals, doing research, assessing what's working and what's not, and of course, having an overarching strategy. Effective implementation is equally crucial, enhancing revenue and positioning your brand so it sets you apart from any perceived competition. I love this quote from General Patton. A good plan, violently executed today, is better than a perfect plan executed next week. I've made the mistake many times in the past where I'm a bit of a perfectionist, as I'm sure you are as well, and I wanted everything to be perfect before launching. Perhaps it was launching a new product, a new program, new service, or even just putting up some social media content. It had to be perfect. But I've come to realize that perfection means procrastination and inertia. We just don't get things done. Whereas if we get something 80% done, so it's good, might not be great, but it's good, then it's going to have a significant impact. And if we think about it, all top companies, Apple, Samsung, and the likes, when they bring out the latest phone, it comes out, and equally when there's updates, that's where the improvements are made. They get the initial item out into the marketplace, get feedback on what's working and more importantly, what's not. And that's where the updates are made. And that's what we need to model. We need to follow that approach. And believe me, in doing so, you'll have much greater success when it comes to marketing and attracting the types of clients you want to be working with. So, what's the significance of planning and goal setting? Well, first of all, it gives us focused efforts. Planning enables targeted strategies that are going to align with the objectives that you set. Secondly, it's going to give us clear goals. And we know with clarity that gives us purpose. and it guides us to making our decisions, particularly in this stage when it comes to your marketing, to make those decisions effectively. Plus, it gives us consistent progress. Incremental steps ensure steady advancement towards not only your fitness business goals, but your overarching long-term goals as well. So what's the importance of having a marketing calendar? The goal is to empower you with the tools to strategically shape your marketing endeavors, thus propelling your fitness business towards success. I feel that it's both a crucial tool. It gives you that compass guiding your fitness business towards the success that you've set. It gives structure and direction, enabling you to have a structured path, ensuring that your efforts are purposeful and organized. And it gives us maximized efficiency because every step is planned, saving us much time and resources for impactful results. Again, as I say, if we've got this structure in place, it avoids us following that reactive approach. I need clients now, and we start throwing stuff out there hoping something will stick. It's not the best use of our time. So being able to maximize our efficiency and following a well thought out plan, a well thought out and structured pathway to follow will give us much more time and much more success. So how do we go out building your marketing calendar? Glad you asked. Let's lay out those steps. First of all, as with any successful build, be it a marketing calendar or be it a property, we need to set the right foundation. We need to set a solid foundation. And in respect of your marketing calendar, that all starts with identifying your goals and objectives. When I'm working with clients, we like to sit down, determine what your goals are, and we set clear revenue and sales goals. They're our guiding light. They're the beacon that guides us to creating success with everything that we do. Then we look to align marketing goals to hit those business objectives. But equally, we need to understand your target market. And the clearer we are when we know who our ideal client avatar is, our buyer persona, then we're able to tailor the marketing strategies to address those client needs. Plus, the message that we relay to that client avatar is going to resonate with them. And that's where I see the mistakes are made within marketing, and certainly within fitness marketing, is that whenever we create any marketing piece, be it a flyer, be it a social media post, be it a blog post, be it a YouTube video, it's trying to go too broad and trying to hit an audience that covers, let's say, for example, an age demographic from the age of 22 to 55. That's too broad. My audience, I'm over 50 now, so my target audience, although I enjoy working with female clients, I've set my audience of men over 50, ideally 55 to 60. Knowing that is my target audience, I can start thinking about the health and wellness issues that audience struggles with. You know, they wake up with the aches and pains. Maybe they're unable to keep up playing football with the kids or whatever, or the grandkids as you get into this age. That means something to them. Plus, they're thinking about their long-term lifestyle approach, and they want to enjoy the latter years of their life. So, understanding that, and that enables me to really zero in on not only the programs I'm going to set for them, but the marketing that's going to promote those programs, and I can hit upon those pain points in that marketing message that's going to resonate with that audience. You need to do the same. And that's where setting the foundation and understanding what your goals and objectives are, as well as understanding your ideal target audience, your ideal target market, that's where dividends are going to be paid. So how do we map things out to succeed? Well, there's 4 steps, I believe, to help you create your 12-month marketing plan. First of all, as I say, we are setting out our goals, and we're putting those defined marketing goals into what I call monthly planning worksheets. We'll come to that more in a second. Secondly, we then review all marketing campaigns, promotions, and activities that we're planning. Then we start building out our annual, our biannual, our quarterly, monthly, and weekly marketing activities, and we start putting that all into our plan in a structured fashion. And that's where the build out of the marketing calendar comes into play. And as I say, it's based upon the plan that you put in place. So I alluded to in the previous slide some marketing goals and elements that come into play when it comes to building out your marketing calendar. And they are annual activities, they are biannual, so that's twice a year, your quarterly activities, so 4 times a year, monthly activities, so there's 12 months in a year, so 12 activities there, and then 52 weeks in the year, so there's weekly activities that we do. Now, don't feel overawed here. I'm just covering the broader picture here, and as we zero in, you will see that it is a manageable approach on that. So I'm not asking you to do heaps of work, because I appreciate as fitness professionals we're busy as it is. But equally, marketing is a key thing that we have to employ, and we have to devote relevant time to it. But having a structured plan makes it so much more easier to be able to work that plan. So starting from the bigger picture and zeroing in, we start at the annual marketing activities. So these, in my view, generally consist of what I determine key strategies, are often referred to as the big rocks. And these can be strategically integrated into your calendar to enhance your business planning. Now, when it comes to incorporating annual activities into your marketing calendar, we're essentially ensuring steady revenue growth. These types of activities help foster and grow client relationships and position your fitness business for long-term success. So I feel that there's 2 key activities that we focus on here. First one is price adjustments, and this means raising your prices. Hence, I generally recommend this being an annual activity, and it probably doesn't surprise you so much if you think about your own business. How often do you raise your prices? Have you ever raised your prices? I know back in the day, I was reluctant to, because I felt that clients would leave me, they'd go to the perceived competition. But as we know, prices go up. Inflation, and people are used to paying more. And if you're making a slight price adjustment of a couple of dollars per session, couple of pounds per session, maybe up to say $5, £5, €5 per session, that's not a huge rise to them, but it has a significant impact on your bottom line when it's put across the board to all your clients, and that's why it needs to be in play. The second annual activity is what I call client appreciation events. So these could be Christmas parties, summer parties, a get together with clients outside of your studio or place of business. And what this does, it enhances the relationship that you have with your clients, and it gets them to meet each other and enjoy each other's company. Now, if you're running group sessions, then there's an element of camaraderie and support in the actual sessions. But outside of that, and if you went, we've done rock climbing before, we've done crazy golf, we've done bowling, we've done picnics and barbecues, as well as Christmas parties, a Christmas meal, and that those types of events are just, as I say, they harness and um, improve the relationships. And when we're doing that, it's just giving back to our community. And as I say, it just builds stronger bonds. Now, two quick things on appreciation events. One, yeah, you could choose that you actually pay for that event, but that's not that always a given. You could, in the opposite approach to that, is that let's say that you were going to go to the bowling alley. You're going to invite and you bring along, say, 20 clients to that event. Well, you could approach that bowling alley and say, "Hey, I've got a group of 20 coming. What discounted rates can you give?" If you ask, generally, if you're nice about it, you receive, and the bowling alley will say, "Hey, here's the reduced rate that you can pay." You then tell your clients, "Hey, look, the event is on this day, this time, and this is the reduced rate that we've got for that," and the client pays that. They enjoy being part of it. So there's two ways that you can do that, and you can even add some money behind the bar or whatever you choose to do. There's a number of ways to do this, but client appreciation events are a great annual marketing activity. And if you're not doing them, I recommend that you look at ways of doing that because, as I say, it really harnesses that relationship that you have with your clients, which means that they're going to stick with you much longer. So I gave some examples there, but going into it in a little bit more detail with price adjustments or raising your rates, um, the benefits are increased profit margins, enhanced staff compensation. So if you've got a team that you're working with, by generating more revenue means that you can reward your staff, your team more. It increases the value of your delivery, and it helps with client renewals. So as I said, a gradual increase of say £3 to £5 or dollars a session benefits both parties. When it comes to client appreciation events, as I say, these help with relationship building, community development, referral generation, which is a key point which I didn't mention. That if they're enjoying these client appreciation events and they're enjoying being part of your group, then they talk to their friends, generates referrals, and of course, as I mentioned, it gives client loyalty. Other examples, a good one actually, these days, popularity with escape room challenges. I mentioned the indoor rock climbing, the 10-pin bowling, or simply having a barbecue or Christmas party. But think about these side of things. Even ask your client base, what external activities do they like doing, or would they like to do, and bring those to the table. After the annual events, we have quarterly marketing activities. So what are we doing each quarter? And for me, two big ones are client reactivations and client contests. Reactivation strategies give us the opportunity to reconnect with past clients who have stopped using your services. Clients leave us, and they leave us for any number of reasons. They might move house or move from the town that you're based. They might have previously reached the goals that you'd set, and that was enough for them. And maybe you did a poor job, or the timing was off, or whatever, that they didn't renew. Or sometimes, they feel they can do it alone. They've reached this first goal, and they're going to give it a go themselves. Um, or a common theme when I've been working with clients is that, particularly those that are parents, and particularly those that are mums more so, is that when the school holidays come, they've got enough time to look after the kids, or certainly they want to devote their time to looking after their kids, that their hobbies, their pastimes, their focus takes a back seat. So they drop out of their sessions. These things happen. Um, and if we're not running reactivation campaigns, we're dropping the ball when it comes to re engaging with those past clients. So I feel that, twice a year is an effective um, time frequency to run reactivation campaigns, when we can look back to clients that have left us over 3 to 6 months prior and reach out to them to, give them a nudge, and invite them back in. Um, and you'll be surprised at how many are open to that. And, they come back on board for another 3, 6, maybe 12 months. That's um, an extreme amount of value coming into revenues again, which you would have missed out on if you hadn't reached out to these individuals. We've got to remember, it's so much easier to re-engage and reactivate somebody that's had past experience of you, particularly if you enjoyed working with them, than it is to try and sell somebody that doesn't know you, doesn't know the services you offer, doesn't know the benefits of working with you. It's a much harder sell to get somebody who I would deem to be like a cold audience, as opposed to someone that's warm or hot. They've valued what the services that you've provided them. So reactivation campaigns are key, and they need to be certainly within your 12-month marketing calendar. Another one we see, and they're still popular, are client contests. It helps prove your company's effectiveness through compelling success stories and evidence. If we're running an 8 or a 12 week contest, collecting success stories, photos, and videos, these all adds to the credibility of the and benefits of the services that you have to offer. And we can integrate these assets into future marketing messages. Rule of thumb, I think, is running contests 1, 2, maybe 3 times a year. But the key with these is to gather the evidence and build up that vault of success stories. I always remember, I'm showing my age here now, but Bill Phillips used to run Body for Life. I mentioned that here as an example. That was a 12-week challenge. From that, he created a book which he sold, which then promoted the 12-week challenge. He then created his nutrition line, his supplement line through that. So again, he was getting increased revenues from people that were taking the challenge, taking the supplements. And because it was a paid challenge, it generated revenues, so much so that the first prize was $25,000, which was significant. And if memory serves right, it was $25,000 for the men, $25,000 for the women, and he had different age and relevant prizes across the board on that side. It became a huge success for him. And as I said, this was back in the 90s, early noughties, but challenges still play a part. And if you can build up a challenge and brand it, as he did with Body for Life, based around the types of clients you want to do and want to work with, hey, you do incredibly well. Think of it these days, people love doing Spartan races. The High Rocks is becoming more and more popular now. And of course, CrossFit is the big juggernaut, and that still has their challenges that they run. People want to do these. And if you're offering your own version, then or getting them into shape for one of those challenges, then these types of contests can work incredibly well for you. And that's why I feel that they have their pride of place in the marketing calendar. Next up, we look for monthly marketing activities and which of them should have a place in your 12-month marketing calendar. Now, these activities are crucial for maintaining a steady stream of leads. So often I talk to fitness professionals and they come to me and they're in a state of panic. I need clients now. And as I say, the great analogy is, when was the best time to plant a tree? It was 20 years ago. When's the next best time? Well, hey, start today. And so when clients see or prospects see clients that I work with who are having success and they want a similar level of success, what are they doing? Well, there's not one thing other than the fact that there's consistency in their approach when it comes to marketing. The success they're having now is the result of the work that they've done the 3 to 6 months prior and being consistent with that. That being said, I appreciate that we've got to start somewhere. So building out the marketing calendar is a good starting point. 2 key activities to focus on here are what I term external marketing activities and internal marketing activities. So let's start, first of all, by looking at what I mean by external marketing activities. These are things that we do to hit an external market, hence the term external. It's employing multiple lead generation strategies that enable us to gain stability and explode a good number of quality leads for us to follow up with. The key with external marketing is having a target and message clarity. So first of all, like with anything, when we're starting our business, we need to be clear and we need to define who our target market is. We then look at the message we're going to relay to that market, our USP, and then we create an offer that's going to deliver an effective feedback from that, i.e. generate leads. This is all based upon Dan Kennedy's marketing triangle. It's market, message, then media. And if we don't focus on all three, we won't get the results that we want to achieve. So it all starts with having that clarity on who our target market, our ideal clients that we want to work with. And, when we start out, it's difficult to determine what our target market would be. We're new to the game and we need to get our feet wet by working with a number of different types of clients. That's why I always recommend to fitness professionals, get a job in a gym to begin with. Get used to working with different types of members within the gym, and you'll soon get a feel for the characters, for the personalities that you really bounce off, that you enjoy working with, and that gives you an edge then to focus on what can you do more with those types of people. How can you attract more of those types of clients on that? That's where the message comes in, because again, when you're working with that target audience, you start to understand their pain points, the challenges they have when it comes to their health and wellness, the obstacles that they want to overcome, and the goals that they're looking to set. That enables you then to create the right message that's going to resonate with them. So if they're reading a flyer or they're watching a YouTube video or they're listening to you guesting on a podcast, they're nodding their head because you're talking directly to them. That's what the message, the USP comes to. And then making sure that you deliver a non-salesy, appropriate call to action, just guiding them by the hand to tell them what you plan for them to do next. then it makes it so much easier then for them to be able to sign up as a client of yours. Key here as well is efficiency in planning. So if you learn strategic planning, it's going to give you maximum results with minimum effort. And that's why I love this tailored approach to building a marketing calendar. The key, as I say, we've got the marketing triangle, market, message, and media. Once you've got your market and you've defined and put together the message you're going to relay to that market, we need to choose the right media to amplify the message out to that audience. And externally, we can look at social media. We've got to choose the right social media platforms that our client base are on. It's pointless if you're going after fitness professionals and you're posting on Instagram. Yes, they may be on there, but you probably will have greater impact if you're targeting them directly on LinkedIn. Equally, if you're going for active aging and you're looking at working with an aging population of maybe 55 or 60 plus, then again, maybe Instagram or TikTok aren't the greatest platforms to work on. I might be looking externally at community neighborhoods or community centers or residential homes where these retirement villages where these individuals might be living, and you do a direct mail pitch or flyer base to that area. That might have a greater impact. Or running a workshop, a community centre could be the best media for that type of event. But strategies mix approach. We want to combine online and offline strategies for maximum impact. Too often these days, we get fixated on sitting behind our computer screens, much like I am right here now. But we forget that we also have to mix that with in-person or person-to-person approaches, so the offline aspect. People do business with people, and they do business with people they know, like, and trust. And we can only get to know somebody by mixing with them. So building relationships with other providers or other business owners who have businesses that service the same client base that you're looking to work with, that can help maximize the impact that you have when it comes to your marketing. So as I say, there's the online and there's offline marketing strategies. First off, the online marketing, looking at having an SEO, search engine optimized website. We've got to own our digital home. Our website is that, it's our digital storefront. Too often I see the mistake a lot of fitness professionals make is they don't have a website. They put all their eggs into one basket, that basket being their social media platforms, be it Facebook, be it Instagram, TikTok, or whatever. Yes, we need to use those social media platforms to help us amplify the message about ourselves and build awareness of our business and our brand. But we want to drive or encourage those eyeballs, that audience, to come and visit our home, our digital home, which is our website. Once they're there, they can read about our services, they can read value-based content on our videos and our blog posts. And there's a subtle call to action there. Hey, if you like this, download this free gift, this free report, this free PDF, this free cheat sheet or whatever, and we collect their name and email address. That's one of the biggest asset I feel that we can have as a business owner. If we can build our list, that should be our number one marketing strategy, because nobody can take that away from us. And we can utilize that list by sending out regular content, value-based content, which enables us to build a rapport, enhance the relationship we have with these readers, that ultimately when you have a new product or service that comes into play, the bulk of your sales will be made from that list because, again, it comes back to them knowing, liking, and trusting you and wanting to be part of this new program. Other things online we want to look at, and again, this is where a lot of fitness professionals drop the ball. We don't set up our Google business profile. Um, we don't set up Google Analytics, and we're not on the Google map, and we don't do Google reviews. You can see there's a common theme there of getting yourself on Google, using no, shouldn't use the term using, building a partnership with Google that you scratch my back, I scratch yours. You know that Google is providing a service and that people are searching actively every day for answers to problems and obstacles that they face. If you showcase to Google that you're an expert in your field and you create content based around those questions, those challenges that people are facing and the questions they're asking, then Google's going to reward you for that by providing your details in the search results. Equally, within the good business profile, it allows you to add elements there that again enhances the opportunity to be able to build a rapport with these prospects. If you think, I travel a lot and I use Google every day, but particularly when we're away, if we're in, I'm just back from London, we're in a new area, London, love my coffee, like to eat out from time to time, and obviously looking for any gyms that are nearby that I can work out in. Then I'm typing gym near me, coffee shop near me, and I'm basing my decisions based on the amount of reviews that coffee shop or gym has. I'm reading those reviews. If they're positive, then I'm intrigued. If looking at the map, it's close, relatively close to where I'm located, and I can see that there's it looks professional because it enables me to click through to see their website, then that helps me make my decision. That's why we want to, focus on getting good at these online marketing strategies. And then we can further enhance that by what I term inbound marketing. That's content marketing. So getting good at and getting consistent at putting together content. How do we do that? Well, I'm a big fan of Marcus Sheridan and his book, They Ask, You Answer. In the book, Marcus suggests that you think about all the questions that clients ask, prospects ask you, and if you write, record a post or video or podcast that answers that question, and you publish it on your website, then you're creating content that's going to be found. That's key. So if you want to learn more about that, again, as I say, a quick shout out to Marcus Sheridan and his book, They Ask, You Answer. Mixed with online, we've got to look at offline marketing strategies as well. And that is where we have face-to-face interactions through events, workshops, and community partnerships. Those partnerships could be as a fitness professional. Let's say I'm a personal trainer, so I might partner with a nutritionist, might partner with a supplement company, might partner with a chiropractor or a physio. I've had success with hairdressers, nail salons, and massage practices as well on that side. Offline as well, if you've got a physical location, then you might look to have some signage created that obviously showcases and amplifies the message about your business and where it is. But a big one for me was running workshops and getting up to speak. And I still, to this day, I fearful. Um, um, I enter a speaking engagement with trepidation. Getting better at it, the more we do anything, the better we get. But I'm an introvert, so I don't like standing up. But I push myself to do it because I know that it has a positive impact on my business. And each time I've ever ran a workshop or done a speaking engagement, it's generated a significant amount of leads, and from those leads, it's generated new clients. So please, if you're not doing offline marketing and you're not doing workshops or speaking, I implore you to give it a go. And then direct mail, old school approach, but it works incredibly well. It's targeted and it works brilliantly. More so in the States, actually, in the US, because you've got, to a lesser degree, but a growing trend in the UK as well, where I'm based. But in the US, for example, I know there's a magazine, Prevention Magazine. You can buy a list of people of a certain age that subscribe to that magazine. So knowing that, and if they're within your demographic, you can write to them with a particular offer that drops onto them and landing onto their into their post box. And if you write and you deliver a great message, and it's to the right audience, and it's the right offer, then you're going to stand out for any perceived competition. Give it a go. We talked about external. Now let's look at internal marketing activities. These generally involve consistent follow-up, and they're brilliant at relationship building, fostering trust and loyalty amongst clients for increasing business growth. 3 elements here. First one is what I call prospect to client conversion. This is essential for effective lead conversion because I've fallen foul of this in the past. I'm sure you might have as well, in that we send out something to somebody. It could be an email, it could be a phone call, it could be a text message. Silence. Tumbleweeds grow. We don't hear anything. And we think, hey, they're not interested. But there's significant studies out there. I remember the company, they're called Keep now, but they were Infusionsoft back in the day, where they did some in-depth research and they found that it takes 7 to 12 touches, so 7 to 12 messages that we relay to our audience before any action is taken. And generally, as fitness professionals, we give up after the first or certainly the second time. And this is where the power of email comes into play, where we can automate the process. Big one for me, I'm a big fan of monthly print newsletters. And I used to do this when I had my boot camps and my mobile PT business, that these would be sent out to my clients. Reason being, they're powerful for enhancing and building relationships with those clients. It sets me apart from any perceived competition. They're not only getting some great workouts, but I'm empowering them and I'm educating them through and informing in the newsletters. Because they're printed, there's a higher readership and retention. You know, if it goes out via email, yes, you'll get a significant amount of them would read it, but then it's forgotten about. But a printed newsletter sat on their coffee table at home, somebody else is going to pick up on it. If they've got friends around or their family members read it, they're benefiting from it. And if you've got some offers in there, it can increase the likelihood of getting further client base. And it gives a sustained engagement and increased loyalty. So I'm a big fan of monthly print newsletters. Don't need to be too lengthy. It could be 4 pages in total. I found, up to 12 pages was good. But again, it depends. And don't think it's got to be all high gloss and a thing. Yes, it can look attractive, but it's the content that things. And back when I first started these, they were about 4 pages in length and they were stapled in the corner. It doesn't have to be some high gloss, high expensive thing. Work with what you've got. Big thing though for me, particularly when a new client comes on board, is a new client welcome campaign, a series of emails or connections that go out that encourages a strong initial connection and shows that we're there to support them. This breeds loyalty. Also gives us an enhanced opportunity for garnering testimonials, referrals, and case studies from these individuals, and can lead to higher service levels on that side. What I found worked well for me was that initially when they came on board, they were given a physical welcome pack with some what to expect in your first session with me, the benefits of drinking water, what type of clothing to wear, and just simple things like that. But equally, I sent them a welcome card. It was a greeting card, just welcoming them to the community. Those little touch points can go a long way. So have a think, what can you do? If you're not doing a new client welcome, what can you do to enhance that relationship? Next up, we look at weekly marketing activities, and that just means maintaining regular content with your client through weekly emails. I find is the best approach. Keeps the fitness business on their radar and helps nurture relationships, fostering trust and engagement. So, the two key things here that I used to do are email marketing. I'd send out an email once a week. It'd be like these days it would be like a newsletter, not the print newsletter. This would just be a weekly thing, and it's a great way these days of doing that would be to do. Let's say you're creating content, you're creating blog posts, you may be doing podcasts, you've got an upcoming workshop. In your email, you can promote these. Say, hey, if you've not seen my latest blog post on the new Get Up movement workshop that we're running, click this link. Or using the benefits of drinking water. Hey, I've just done a great video on the benefits of drinking water and how much you should consume each day. Click this link to go and see that. Great value-based emails that are going to resonate with your audience. But equally, we will be creating content. This helps establish authority by offering valuable fitness insights, information, and that can be through blog posts, through video tutorials, or even through your social media posts. When it comes to effective email marketing, here's some content ideas to wet your whistle and start sparking your creative juices. I'm a big fan of sharing client success stories because that's going to resonate with your target audience. As I mentioned with the They Ask You Answer, start addressing common exercise and nutrition questions. I get these all the time. I'm sure you do, from not only clients, but potential prospects as well. Looking at places online like Reddit or Quora, you can find out lots of questions people asking in those types of communities. And equally, if you're on any forums on social media, such as Facebook groups and the likes, again, you'll see questions being asked. If you can answer those questions, you're positioning yourself as the expert. You're putting yourself out there as a respected and trusted resource when it comes to health and wellness. And if you're not pushy and they start seeing that you deliver some great content, when the time is right for them, they're going to approach you and ask for your support and your help. Good one as well. I was looking at, I used to like to be a big fan of the celebrity workouts you'd see in Men's Fitness or Men's Health magazines, or similarly female fitness magazines. You can comment on them or highlight them, or even, let's say, let's say that the latest Marvel movie comes out. You can talk about how you would have got that celebrity into shape, perhaps. These types of things add a fun element, but equally, the importance is it's showcasing your skills. But the key with any content is making sure that you have a clear call to action and repeat that in your PS, but only have one call to action or one topic that you're within each email on that. Don't confuse people with too many different offerings because that just breeds procrastination. They won't take action. Implementation of this, create a weekly routine and schedule in advance. I like to block, so I have emails going out on a Sunday, and each Monday I'll work on the content I need, so it's all done and it's scheduled for that following Sunday. And generally, you perhaps might need longer initially when you start writing, but when you get good at this, it only takes around about 20 minutes on that side of things. Okay, so we're given the overview. Let's look at crafting that marketing calendar. The tips for structuring it, I like to start big and work down to the smaller items. So start with your annual, then your quarterly, then your monthly goals, and then you plug those into your marketing calendar. So you're going to start with your looking at your 12-month calendar and think, when am I going to plug in my um, raising my rates? When am I going to run client appreciation events? If I am, when are they going to be plugged into my calendar? Then when am I running my reactivation campaigns? When am I doing my client contests, if you are? When am I going to run when am I going to run quarterly workshops and the likes? Then you go, right, what's the monthly activities we're going to run this month? We're going to do a blog post and we're going to do a video. Are we running a particular, have we got a new service that we're looking to promote? These all go into your calendar. And then look at what the weekly activities might be. Your email, your weekly blog post, and so on and so forth. So they're all built naturally. But remember, your plan starts by figuring out your marketing goals, and these based on sales targets. Then analyze your current situation and what you must do to reach those goals. Then finally put those things into action. For example, if you determine that you need 3 new PT clients this month, then you can start thinking, well, what's the marketing going to be to enable me to hit those goals? Here's an example of how I map out my months. I like to add a theme to each month. So as you can see, January, New Year's resolutions kick in for most folks. So New Year, New You is my theme. February, featuring around Valentine's, I offer a couples fitness challenge. March in the Northern Hemisphere is when spring comes into play, so you can utilize the wording there, spring into fitness, and so on and so forth on that side. October was a big one for me because Halloween, so we'd have like this charity event based around spooky fitness fun, and we would use pumpkins as our tool of choice, and we would have this event generating money for local charities and that. But this hopefully gives you an insight into how to become focused on particular themes. Once you've got those themes in play, we can look to set up goals. And there's 5 steps we take. First of all, we set our goals. Then, as I've said previously, we zero in on knowing who our ideal client is. Then we look, step 3 is to plan and create. Step 4 is execute and monitor. So that's basically we launch the campaign and track its performance. And then after that, step 5 is optimize and learn, because we're reviewing the metrics. How did it perform? What can we do to improve it? Then we look to launch again. So measuring your campaign success, we define the metrics. So we choose key performance indicators, our KPIs, for tracking success. We then look to implement tracking. I used to keep this simple and just have a simple spreadsheet to track, how many leads I got, how many sales I made, what revenue was generated from that. But the steps to analyze that data, it's all well and good recording it, but we need to assess it, and that's where a lot of people drop the ball. Then step 4, we look to compare it to our goals um, to make sure that we were successful or not. And then again, we iterate and improve. We look at the data, we look at the performance, and then we look at what little tweaks, those incremental gains we can make to make sure that it's an even greater success next time we look to run it. So, putting all of this together, we need to prioritize and allocate resources. So, first of all, budgeting for marketing efforts. Creating a marketing budget involves allocating funds to different activities. It costs to run a business, and we need to allocate sufficient funds in order for us to create our marketing assets. For example, if you've got a workshop and it's being run at a third-party location, then there's an investment. You've got to pay for that facility, for the rent of that facility. Equally, to promote, you might be determining, hey, I'm going to create some flyers. Well, there's a cost for those, for the creation, for the printing, and potentially the delivery of those flyers. So we need to make sure that we have a budget that we set, and we try to stick as close to that budget as we can. As we start with a small budget, and as we increase our revenues, we can invest more into our marketing, but we need to set budgets and stick with them. Equally important is allocating time and resources effectively. Too often, and I've made this mistake in the past myself, in that, hey, we have this great idea, this is our marketing, and so on and so forth, but we don't give ourselves enough time to be able to implement. We don't set a date and reverse engineer back from that date to give us enough time to get everything done to ensure that it's a success. So make sure that you allocate time and resources effectively. And consistency is key. So here's some steps to help you stay organized and avoid that overwhelm. So plan the calendar, make a yearly schedule for your campaigns and tasks. Then focus on the important tasks. Do the things that matter most. Don't get sucked into checking as your phone pings on what's happening on social media. Set time aside, ideally at the start of each day and at the start of each week, to work on your most important tasks, because life gets in the way for everyone. And if we make sure that we're working on those things that are most important, then we will get traction. And from that traction, that momentum, we will get success. Where possible, look to automate tasks. There's plenty of tools out there that can do tasks like posting on social media. I use Metricool, for example, and sending emails these days, you can schedule them out in advance. Use resources wisely, so spend your time and money on what matters most. And as always, check and measure, learn and adjust. See what's working and what isn't. You change your plan based on what you learn. So if you've got any questions on this, it's been an in-depth introduction to marketing calendars. Please comment below and I will address any of those questions and be happy to do so. But the key takeaways here are the importance of having a marketing calendar, because it provides that structured path. Things to remember: implementation is crucial. Planning and goal setting are important. Consistent marketing builds trust and establishes expertise. And staying organized and learning from results are important. And understanding who your target market is crucial for effective marketing messages. Remember that marketing triangle: market, message, and then your media. Then you build your marketing calendar, identifying your goals and objectives, defining what those goals are, and then building out those activities based on annual, quarterly, monthly, and then weekly. And then your focus is directed to those activities: your annual activities being your raising your rates and your client appreciation events, your bi-weekly or quarterly activities such as reactivation campaigns and client contests, And then monthly activities, you're looking at both external marketing and internal marketing, those external being both online and offline strategies, and internal newsletters and emails. Hope this has been useful. As I say, I'm sure there's a whole heap of questions that you might like to ask. If you've got them, please drop them below or contact me at andrewwallis.me and I'll be happy to address them. But that's that for this workshop. I'll be back with you with another one next week. But for now, bye for now.